from last episode. We gotta cleanse it up.
Not cleanse the energy. That last episode.
Shoot, dude. Shoot, dude. This episode, we need Jesus. We
It's
need
a
Jesus.
lot.
Shoot, dude.
Something about the name of.
Sing it. Come on. Something about the name Jesus.
I hate that our friends on TikTok can't hear it. It is the sweetest name I know. Some people
Now
say
you
I'm
love the
crazy.
name Jesus. Don't mess it up now. Oh, how yeah.
It is the sweetest name I know.
Some people I can't explain
The power that I
that I
feel
feel when I call your name.
when I call your name. It's like
Fire, shut up in my whoa. Girl, the Holy Ghost,
just moving.
and it just won't leave me alone. There's something.
Yeah.
So, baby,
What?
I can't let you do this.
Can't let me do what?
Go out like this.
Say? What?
I can't let you go out like that.
What are you talking about?
It's the note that you're choosing to sing that key in, that song in. It's like you just ignoring
First
the
of
key.
all, I could sing it the way I sang it.
You can.
Okay? I don't need your judgment. I'm gonna tell you about that. How about that?
All right. All right. Leave it alone. You gonna leave that thing alone.
Let me be.
You right. Do your thing.
See, problem is I ain't trying to sing.
Anybody
What's
here?
my yeah, we got some people.
We got some people. What up, y'all? Y'all know the deal. When y'all come in, go and share it with the homies. Let people know we on.
Share, let us.
It's 8:30 on a Wednesday.
Um,
You know what I mean? It was 8:40. We a little late, but
I'm trying to log into everywhere, get everything established here before we kick it off.
we need a cut from this song because we done made this song do some numbers. Yeah, I'm sure some people that listen to this just because they've been hearing it every week.
The theme song to the podcast is lit. I really feel bad that y'all can't hear it on TikTok. Hey. Hey, Khadijah. Hey, Kristen.
What up, y'all?
Misha.
Get in
Hey,
here.
Candace. I see 11 people on. That means I should have 11 shares. And I think it's 4 people on TikTok. So share it up. Let them know we in here. We about to get it going. Yeah, because I'm screaming trying to talk over this.
Stop talking.
Nigga.
Let
We
the
about to
music
bring
rock.
that episode energy back.
I'm really not.
You
I don't want no smoke.
trying. You trying it.
I don't want no smoke. Say what you want.
I think we passed this thing.
Pass what?
The music. We late.
Who on here?
Huh? 12 people.
You trying to cut off the song mid-song?
Yeah, I am.
I don't know if I can do that.
You
It's
can.
painful.
You can.
At least let me let the hook go one time.
Oh my goodness.
Don't penalize Jazz Watts because you was late.
Who was late?
You.
I was down here.
I was down here before you.
And then you went upstairs.
Because you forgot your headphones. I dream of you. Last time, let me just rock out. It's Wednesday. All I want.
Okay, well, let me type that and just keep telling me that I shared it. So I shared it.
Brandy, all I want is you. It's all I want is you. It's the last minute. Quit rushing stuff like you got somewhere to be.
Hey, Junior, what's up?
We in here.
Shanika said, turn it up.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got my badges back. Congratulations. We actually just got a new badge on Facebook. It is the top commenter book badge. So you can now get that badge.
Turn up.
Hey, Des. Hey, Brittany. Hey,
What up,
Sierra.
y'all?
Hey, Shayla. All right, baby.
It's over.
I know.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome. We live and good news. Oh, no, I'll save all that. I'll wait till we get into it. Welcome. I hope y'all shared. We're not vain. We don't need the ego stroke, but we do want to let the algorithm do what the algorithm do, and push this out to as many people who we feel like it could be valuable for. So help us be our little promotion team today and hit that share button, and let your followers know that we on, man. Or we on. I'm about to do it right now.
All right, you did it twice, I think. I'm not sure.
You probably shared it both times on the What They Never Told Us page.
No, I'm logged in on my own Facebook.
Oh, okay.
I also, what I was getting ready to say? Oh yeah, y'all can always send us stars. Thanks, it's appreciated. As well as, I don't know. I'm having a moment because I'm literally in 3 streaming platforms right now.
Why?
What's going on, y'all? Hi.
Yeah. As always, for those of you guys who want to support stars, you can hit the star button. Yeah, I don't even know how much that came in handy, because last week we were supposed to go live and we had, I'm sure if you listen to the episode, you already know about our equipment malfunctions. Microphone dropped, broke, bounced back from that. Then with the headphones, bounced back from that.
Cut.
So y'all really keeping us going. So we appreciate y'all. So anything y'all can, we appreciate the love. Either way, we rocking with y'all. Either way, we here.
I think I done broke something. Hold on.
Not focused.
I'm not, because I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure out why the chat box is so small.
All right, who's in here? I see Sierra in here, Khadijah in here. Body rolls. I'm dead. Shayla in here. I love that song too, Sierra. Bray says hi, parents. What up, Bray?
You in the bathtub? And Bray, you said
no, Sierra.
Oh, Sierra's Bray. I'm like, my Bray in the bathtub.
My theory is it was Tiny Dog. Okay. Turn it up, Russ. Thank you. I knew somebody was in here feeling me. Brandy be on a professional vibe killer on the lives. Any music, she be trying to shut it down. So y'all gotta help me keep her young, keep her fresh out here. All right. Y'all know what it is. We got to start the podcast. We're going to start this portion of it, intro, and then we'll kick it off, okay? What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Russell the Fourth.
Hey, everybody. It's me, Brandy.
And it is another episode recap of the What They Never Told Us podcast. What's going on? We back like we never left. A lot more zen, a lot more peaceful, a lot more resolve this time around. Recapping the hour-long back and forth that me and Brandy had. And we're back. The good vibes are back. And I'm excited about revisiting the conversation, also revisiting the episode before that. But y'all know the gang's in here. Who we got in here, babe?
So today we have, first of all, on TikTok, we got James and Boo Bay. That's the only person that has said something. If somebody else is in here on TikTok, please say something so we know you here. And we have our Facebook family. We have Shayla, Khadijah, Shanika, Jay, Sierra, Candace, Racy. Who am I missing? Brittany, Kristen. I think I got everybody. Everybody that done said something.
Shout out wherever you joining us at. If you're listening to the audio the next day, what up to y'all? Wherever you know us from, TikTok fam, Instagram fam, however you rocking with us. We appreciate the fact that you are here. Quick reminder, if the audio isn't enough, you want to join us live, come kick it with us Wednesdays. every Wednesday 8:30 via YouTube or Facebook. You can catch us.
Or TikTok. Don't forget TikTok.
TikTok don't be that consistent for real.
It don't, but I'm gonna get better at that. I promise. I just have to be making sure that my phone is charged. TikTok and my phone don't ever be charged. Khadijah said, "Now Russell, that's Cap. Brandy jams to music with you. Silk, Freak Me, the other gospel
First
song,
season.
the other gospel song that
First
almost
season.
caught her catching the Holy Spirit on one of your videos. See,
First
the problem
season.
is you got to play stuff that moves me.
First season.
You got to play stuff that moves me. I done heard this theme song 1,002 times, literally,
Still go. Still go.
literally.
Yo, you know how we do show of hands. Who got a chance to listen to
Wait a minute.
the episode?
She said I sound like DMX. That's rude.
All right. I don't know what to say to that. Who checked out the episode? Who has heard the episode?
I know for sure Racy and Brittany because they came for us in the comments.
And I know for a fact Shaniqua has not. She never does. She only listens to the lives.
That's not true. Don't be trying to. When you Dad says she has. Oh, she said when I was naming people, that's when I sound like DMX. Oh, I had Brenda, Letitia, LaShawn,
Okay.
Inez, and Felicia.
Okay. Yeah, you was naming all them names. Facts. So if you listen to the episode, let's address the pink elephant in the room.
Well, first of all, can't you tell that the vibe is different?
Today?
Yes.
Yeah, we still in love, y'all.
If you couldn't tell.
We still love each other. Now, this is the real deal, okay? When you have two people who both have the beautiful mixture of passion and stubbornness, all disagreements are going to go that way. It's going to take a lot of intervention.
And I think that I have to remind myself that we've only been married like 6 months.
Yeah.
And we've only been together for 2 years. Hey, girl. So we have a little visitor. Somebody has to go tinko. Come on. Come on.
We should get her on the episode. All right.
Yeah. So we've only been married for 6 months and together for 2 years. So when we have disagreements or, the tension has been so high because it's been a stress-filled week, like it came out a little bit on the podcast. We were not upset with each other, but I think it was just like.
And if I'm being honest with you, most of the time
irritation.
I didn't feel that. I don't feel like it was any stress from the week, at least on my end rolling in. I feel like that's kind of on brand for us when we have an argument that's passionate like that. It kind of goes that way.
Well, for me, I
We're not just calling each other out each other's names and that. We just
no, I think
animate.
Definitely my my trigger was a little light. So we had a bunch of stuff going on. We had just come downstairs the day before and found out that the headphones were cut. We recorded an episode that we hated. So we were sitting down again to record yet another time. And so just the fact that our usual flow wasn't happening, I think that for me made it like, okay, every time I say something, you ain't got to say something bad. Like, so I was a little irritated. And if you saw the reel that I posted of my facial expressions, you can tell that was so true. I was a tiny bit frustrated.
Did you feel the tension, y'all? When you listened to it, did you feel the tension? We had a couple people comment on the invitation to the live today and say that this episode caused me anxiety. Who felt the tension? Jay says, I stopped dead in my tracks of me being the CFO and had to clutch my pearls. I just got done listening to it before the live started, so don't feel bad. Okay.
Oh, no, Shanika says that, wait, now, I listened to the whole podcast of Keep It Cute. Keep It Cute, we did not get a chance to come here and talk about because we were experiencing so many issues with the microphone and the headphones and all, and the baby being sick and all that stuff. So we can spend a little bit of time talking about Keep It Cute, but this episode right here,
yeah, we gotta get this out the way. Racy said, I felt like mom and dad were arguing.
Not mom and dad. Oh my goodness.
I'm dead. Listen.
When I watched it back though, I didn't feel as bad as I did in the moment, and as bad as I feel is exaggerated. Okay. But it didn't feel as contentious watching it back to me as it felt while we were going through it.
Well, it's the opposite for me. In the moment, I didn't feel that bad.
Oh.
I was just in the argument. But then when I watched back and saw all your faces while I was talking, I said, oh, this. Oh. Oh, so this is what we doing.
Oh, it's beef.
Oh, it's beef. I ain't know. Here I am thinking we just, having a little spar of words. Whole time I'm just shut the you gave me boy, you stupid. I'm like, oh, her eyes are cussing me out, fam. The whole episode.
So, first of all, is that not on brand for me? In any situation, I am very expressive with my facial expressions. Like, that's not new. I definitely can cuss you out with my face.
I don't like it.
But,
not fun.
I will say, I saw the end clip and I was like, oh, I should do like a thing of all my faces. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that people usually talk about is the faces that I make. So then when I started putting that clip together, I was like, oh, Brady, you out of pocket.
Yeah.
It was kind of bad. I apologize.
It's all good. Hey, I feel like I'm starting to build up a little bit of thick skin in regards to that. Okay. Let's still work on it, but I mean, we'll balance each other out. It'll get a little less on your end, and I'll get a little bit stronger. Either way, we gonna be good. Jay said, Sierra said it got real for sure. Jay said, Keep It Q has been on repeat. Definitely one of the episodes that hit home for me. Russ pause. I'm gonna keep that one in the arsenal. Facts. So yeah, it got a little tense. So I think since I've had a chance to unplug, it's given me a better idea. When I'm in the moment, I do a terrible job I feel like I express myself. When I start getting emotionally involved, I feel like I stumble over my point. And I think what we're saying was not that different. So even though we might not land on the same conclusion.
On which part? Both of them?
Both of them. So more so the first one. So
break up versus a break.
Breakup versus a break. I think we both agree that it should be mutual. Yes. I think we both agree. I don't know about this. That there are some situations where it can be beneficial if it's done in the right way.
A break.
Yes.
So I think, again, we talked about this upstairs, but at baseline, like, is there a universal definition of a break? Because I believe that you look at a break very much like a breakup, but you just using a different word. Like, we're not together. We're free to do whatever we want. Nobody owes anybody an explanation. We're either breaking apart to go work on ourselves or whatever reason it is, but it's a breakup. Even if we call it a break, it's a breakup. In my eyes, I see a break different than I do a breakup. So,
I do too.
So to me, a break is like, we're still technically together, but we're slowing down or we're pulling back a little bit in order to address things that need to be addressed or whatever the case may be. And you can agree on what the parameters of a break is. You can see other people, you can't see other people. Yeah. But in a breakup, you can't do that. See, like, we done. So, I can do whatever I want to do.
So that's what I'm saying. I agree with you. A break, I don't think that there's a blanket what a break is. I think each couple makes their own parameters for what and how they're going to govern themselves during this time, right? So say me and you are dating and I say, hey, look, for whatever reason, blah, 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 I feel like we need to spend some time apart. I feel like I need to work on whatever. You're free to do what you want to do. You're free. You're a single woman. But I'm establishing the fact that the purpose for this is that I'm hoping to improve our relationship and I'm hoping to come back to it better if God's willing, right? To me, I think that could be beneficial. Now, a breakup, when I say breakup, we're just ending the relationship. We're not getting back together. We both evaluated that this isn't good for us. I'm done. The only thing that separates that from a break is that when a person says, hey, I need to do this for X, Y, and Z, and I hope that we can mutually decide that hopefully we can get back together, right? And I think that could be beneficial if it's done in the right way.
Okay. I mean, I see your point.
Let's see what we got here. That whole break thing remind me of Jim Jones and Chrissy constantly wanting to break every year. Yeah, see, no, that's the negative way. That's a breakup by definition, and with some hope of potentially discussing getting back together.
You ain't saying
elaborate.
Saying what?
Chris shout out to the Locker Room gang. He said that's a, in quotes, breakup by definition, and with some hope of potentially discussing getting back together. And that's all I got. I don't think I'm seeing this whole comment.
Nope, that's what it says. Shay says, so I recently tried to do a break to work on myself, but ultimately it did not work because it's either you can work on things or move on. So in that situation, I don't know how much of your business you want to put out there. And if I'm being too nosy, then just tell me that. But in that situation, did y'all decide to just continue on with the relationship, or did y'all decide to break up? Because again, I feel like if I say, let me take a break, like in my eyes, you can go do whatever you want to do if we're agreeing that we're just pulling back and we're not officially done and over with each other.
Well, that's based on whatever parameters you set.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I think when we were having the conversation, we were coming at it with two different definitions, and that's where the head button was coming, because I'm like, nah, like if you telling me it's a break, you still obligated to me in some sense. Versus a breakup where both of us are free to do whatever we want to do. And if we get back together, then great. But I'm not waiting in hopes of one day it's going to work out as I would if we were just on a break.
So now that we have clarity on what we're talking about, do you think that somebody assessing that there might be some things going on with them that is making the relationship not go as smoothly as they can, they assess they want to work on that, they say, hey, look, we're going to take a break. You're a single woman, do what you do, but I'm going to go work on me in hopes that maybe when we get back to the table, we can make this work. Do you think that could be beneficial?
I do, but I do see it still as a breakup and not a break. But yes, I do think that it could be beneficial to just take time away to work on yourself and come back. I do believe that as it pertains to me, the only situation that I can actually see a break happening, and in that sense where we separate or whatever and work on ourselves, and then with the hopes of coming back together, is in a marriage where you're like legally separated and you're going to do that.
What if you just really love the person and want to make it work?
In my heart of hearts, I'm talking about if I was in that relationship, I would not just want to take a break in hopes that we're one day going to get back together, because I know myself and I wouldn't go date anybody else. I would be there like, come on, boo, have you been working on it? Get yourself together. And I feel like I
know that's really specific to you, but just in general, I think a lot of people say stuff like that, but they end up getting back with the person anyway. Like they say, I just want to end it. I don't do breaks, but you're still doing the same thing. You're breaking up. Then you're getting back together. You're breaking up, getting back together. And instead of, to me, the only thing a break is an intentional way to work on a relationship separately. Because you're doing the same thing, you just not fixing the issue. You still doing breakup to make up. You're pausing the relationship, doing what you want, coming back up to the same toxic thing. And it's a cycle rather than intentionally doing something in that season to come back to the relationship better. You're just on a cycle of.
All right, we got a bit of comment. So Chris says, I agree with Brandy that if you take a break or do whatever you want and do whatever you want with others, that is a breakup. A break is a healthy way, maybe physically separating, but not dating or doing anything with others.
Hey, put the I on her name, G. Don't be disrespectful. I will fire on you.
He's good.
I'm joking about it.
Shayla says, we tried to pull back, but ultimately we didn't want that, and we decided to work on things together.
That's dope.
And Jay says, I think that's where, like how you guys said, that it has to be mutually agreed on. The parameters are set so nothing can be misconstrued, and you ain't peeping in the windows in the middle of the night, Chris Brown style. Because that would definitely be me. You talking about a break, I still need to know what you doing, where you at, who you with, what kind of break you taking, like 15-minute break, 30-minute break, when you coming back. I just don't think I could do it.
I think you've done it already. I think you just ain't calling it a breakup.
With the person. I was broke up.
You calling it a breakup. But,
Chris said, my bad, Brandy.
Look how good we doing.
I appreciate that.
Why couldn't we do this during the episode? Look how cordial we be.
Because we got people watching now. We like, ooh, they saw that.
Are we fronting?
I'm joking.
We fronting for the people.
I'm joking.
Okay.
I think we just had a chance to get it out, and it ain't like we didn't talk about this already. So
support that.
Ube says, is there a respectful way to take a break during marriage?
I think I outlined a scenario in the episode that I think is beneficial, and I think I think that the best way to do that is when you have a third party that's helping you mediate. There's accountability, there's intense mediation, and come to the table to work on the issue, not just you stay over here in this apartment, I stay over here in this apartment, and we calling it a break, but meanwhile it's just festering. But the only way I would do that is if there's a danger, if there's something that is legitimately a threat or a danger to your person, right? So if there's emotional or physical abuse, if there's hostility, the children are involved and they're witnessing aggressive behavior, that's the only thing that I can really say in a marriage that I would advocate for a season of
separation, taking a break.
Yeah. That's the only scenario that I can really think of. I'm not saying there isn't. It's the only thing that comes to my mind.
Okay. Candace says a break in a marriage is called a separation. Period. B, you better leave that location on. Yeah.
It's called antagonizing. It's called you want to see an altercation.
I'm trying to figure out.
It's called toxic. Don't do that. Don't bring the energy in here,
Come
Jay.
on back from your 30-minute break.
You better leave that location.
Back.
I'm dead.
So then we did that. We talked about that. And then we talked about dating. And we have not went back to this conversation.
Yes, we did. I brought it up last night when I was watching.
Oh, when you was watching Darius Daniels. Yeah, but I was half asleep. That ain't fair.
Okay. So let me preface before we go on this. Let me preface this. Preface? Same thing. Let me preface this. Come on, help me. Let me preface this by saying I am almost positive and sure that my take on dating is not going to be the popular opinion, because I think it's the road least traveled. I think it's the one that kind of goes against modern day culture and their feedback. So I in no way think that most people are going to say, yeah, I agree with that, but I still stand by what I believe. I think this was trying to talk to her last night. My context is Christian, is Bible, and I was trying to talk to her last night. She was half asleep. Like, yeah, okay, cool. But allow me to be nerdy for like 5 seconds. There's this thing called biblical law of firsts, right? First principles. Like basically saying the first time you see something in the Bible gives you an indication of its true nature, right? So the first time you see the devil in the garden tempting Eve, it lets you know his true nature, his true intent, what he wants to do. The first time you see a man and a woman gives you an idea of what God's intent was with that, right? So when Adam had purpose, when he had his duties that he was to fulfill on the earth, God gave him Eve. And it wasn't a lonely issue. It wasn't like, oh, Adam, you're lonely, so let me give you a wife. It's, no, Adam, I know what you're supposed to fulfill on this earth, and I know you can't do it alone, so here's a helpmate, right? So if that is the intent, right? And it's not like he gave us that, and it's not supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be rigid. There's beautiful things that happen between a man and a woman, but I do think that when God gave us each other, gave us man and woman, he gave us something beautiful within the confines of a marriage and pursuing that. Not saying that's for everybody, but I am saying that if you're utilizing romantic situations just for the purpose of entertainment because you need something to do, it's my personal opinion that is not the intended purpose. And I think it's dangerous to flirt with that, because a lot of us have ended up in lifelong situationships that turn into co-parentings over a dinner, over we just kicking it, over it's nothing, just serious. But now you're in the whole entanglement, spiritual bonds, soul ties, because you were flirting around with something that I don't believe is the intent. I don't think dating is just for, hey, I need something to do on a Friday night. That's just me. I think if you're not looking for a relationship, I think you should work on you, hang out with your friends, hang out with a platonic male friend who doesn't see you as somebody he can hump on. Like, I just think there's a safer way to get that without flirting around with the dangerous thing. That's me. Speech over.
Y'all can chime in because I think I done talked myself silly saying what I feel like I felt. Not that I disagree with anything that Russell is saying, because I do not necessarily disagree with that. I think sometimes we get caught up a lot on words. And if a male and a female go, or whatever your preference is, if y'all go out to dinner, you know what I'm saying, and it's not just like your homeboy, then it's a date. Whether that's meant to lead to something or not is between the two of y'all. But I just feel like there's no harm in, if I want to get out the house and there's a man who wants to take me out, I can go out with him. If I'm single and I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I'm not expecting anything, as long as I lay out the expectations of what this is and what this ain't. So can it get dangerous? Yeah, but it can also get dangerous and flirting with sin and tempting if you're really looking for a relationship and you're dating a person. So I don't think that the temptation is less or more either way. And I do believe that if you are someone who has set a standard for yourself and have the principles, have the mental fortitude to stick to that, and a date is just a date, then that's okay.
So
I feel like we just have an episode again, and I don't want to do that. So
All
let
right.
the people chime in. Y'all tell us.
So based on what I said, do you
Yes.
believe that to be true or not true about the intention of marriage and God's intent between
Of
men?
course, I believe that that's true. I don't think that has anything to do with a friend taking or two people going out to dinner.
So if it's not friendly, say it's of a romantic nature, but they're not looking for a
he or
relationship.
she are attracted to each other,
Yes.
but they're just hanging out.
See, this is why we split hairs on that work wife, work husband thing. Because I'm like, if you are attracted to somebody, why flirt with it? Like, why put yourself in position?
But you're literally. I think that there is an area of dating somebody or going out on dates that can eventually lead to more, right? That's a natural progression, especially if you're attracted to them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's just putting the cart before the horse. They're just assuming that every time you go out on a date with a person, you're putting yourself in a situation where you're going to have sex with them, or you're going to get down the slippery slope of being it's not.
How do you know that? And it
It
happens all the time with people.
Individually. It happens all the time with people when they just go out to date casually and nothing else happens.
I know, but
So it goes both ways.
I know, but why put yourself in position? Just say it don't mean I have to. Just because I'm with people that's drinking don't mean I gotta drink.
I'm saying if I was single and a guy was like, hey, I want to take you out, and I'm like, cool, where you want to go?
You're not looking for a relationship?
No, let's go to Outback.
Why are you going on? Why are you going out back with him?
It's you might want to get to know him. Maybe eventually I do want a relationship. Maybe I don't know that I want a relationship.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know that I like him. I'm trying to figure that out.
All
The
right.
only way that I know to figure that out is to be in that person's company. Y'all real silent.
I'm trying not to go back into it. And this is the one I think this is why we didn't go back into it, because it's just agree to disagree. And let me give some clarity. I'm not saying that there is no space where I'm not saying going on dates is wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if you're not looking for a relationship, I'd steer away from relationship stuff. You know what I mean? That's just me.
Why is that doing that? But I guess, okay. So Jay says, so is there a difference between kicking it and dating? That's what I said. Like it could just all boil down to terminology, right? Like, are you kicking it? What does kicking it mean to you? Are you dating? To me, dinner, movies, whatever, it's innocent.
Keep it funky. All of this innocent stuff that y'all talking about, how often does it remain innocent?
It depends on who the
I'm talking to the
people are.
viewers. Yes, I'm talking about on average, most people are not like, most people don't have self-control. Most people struggle in that area. And I know we want to make it individualized, but y'all give yourselves way too much credit. If I'm just being honest, that's why we keep having these patterns of ambiguity. Like there's no real defined relationships. We talking, we kicking it, we do all these things that don't have a real title. We don't know where it's going. Now you're going out to dinner with somebody repeatedly because you like their company. you're also attracted to them. Then you start liking them. You're still not ready for a relationship because your situation hasn't changed. Just because you're attracted to him, you like his company, doesn't mean that you're ready for a relationship. But you're still human. Your body parts still work, and you're getting closer to him or her or whatever you're doing. It's insane to think that isn't going to go anywhere when you're a free adult. It doesn't have to, and I'm not saying that. But I'm saying more often than not, we're going to be human and do what humans do, and that's given to what our body's telling us to do. It's rare that a person's like, I'm choosing to be celibate. I'm just going to stay that way. But I'm also going to go out every night with 3 different guys or 3 different girls because I like companionship of the opposite sex.
Well, I guess my whole kickback to you is whether I'm just casually dating or I'm really dating for a serious relationship. Do those temptations not exist in both cases?
The difference between one and the other is that one has purpose and the other one doesn't. Hold on, listen to me. Can I explain? Because you're giving faces before I get it. If I'm casually dating, there's no real rhyme or reason. I'm just looking for entertainment. When I'm looking for a relationship and I'm trying to go into it right, I have more buy-in for wanting it to be healthy. When I met you, I wasn't even close to living a good lifestyle. But because I wanted you and I wanted a real relationship, I subscribed to a lifestyle that I hadn't done in 4 years. Before you, there was never a girl that was going to come to me and say, I'm not having sex. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let's continue talking. But you know what the difference was? I had purpose for our relationship.
Okay, I get that. But do you not see how the same person in my situation can go out and casually date and be like, yo, I'm good off that. I don't want to. There was a time span when I wasn't even in Christ. 4 years, full of dates, and ain't take my clothes off for not nay a man. It's possible. It depends on what you want.
Now, this is where the miscommunication comes in. I'm not saying it's not possible. What I am saying is that more. Now, this is where I need you to answer me at. Mm-hmm. What's more likely to happen? That somebody holds fast to their convictions and stays pure? No. Give me just history of man and women. The history throughout the Bible, throughout American history. People who have had way higher faith and strong, like people who actually talk with Jesus face to face and still fail. Mm-hmm. What makes us think that we're just so powerful that we can just keep walking into enemy territory and it's just innocent? No, it's not. Y'all give me yourself too much credit.
I just feel like it's the same in both scenarios. I'm going to go to the comments. So Chris says, we scared yet so entertained as we learn from y'all. Tough topic, but y'all seem to be more on the same page more than not. Monica says, yes, there is a difference. Des says, I believe casual dating can allow you to get to know your likes and dislikes. Des says, boundaries are important though. Sierra, nope, that's opening Temptations box. You either black or white to me. I'm into you or in the friend zone, but that's just me. I have no in between. Maybe that lack of self-control or discipline, but to keep myself in check. Nope. Hey, friend.
Roderick, yep.
Roderick says, it's not wrong to go out just to go out. You have to make it clear to the person that you're going out with what you want and what you don't want. If it's not a date or dates in mind, let that be known. That's good.
Chris said, it sounds like Russ is saying when you have no intentions or if you feel you are not ready for a committed relationship, you shouldn't go on casual dates because that temptation can lead to stuff. Maybe. Brittany says, how do you know what you don't want without going on dates? You may not want a relationship, but going on dates may help you figure out what you want when you decide you want a relationship. I can answer that. I think you learn what you want by learning you. And I think when you open yourself up to other people, I think you create appetite for things that you probably wouldn't have had appetite for. Like, for instance, if this is just me being 100% transparent, during that season where I was just entertaining random people I didn't really see a future with, but it was casual, right? Sometimes it was sexual, sometimes it wasn't, sometimes I was just kicking it. But I opened myself up to things that I necessarily didn't have appetite before. But, oh, wow, you're this, you're that. That has nothing to do with what I need in a relationship. It just has what I've been exposed to. Now, now I truly believe and it depends on where you land on this. If you believe that there is a one for you, that God predestined somebody and created somebody for you, that there is in fact a person for you, do you think that you have to test the waters to get what God already has for you? You get what I'm trying to say? Like, if you believe that God created somebody for you, do you think he needs your help by going out and testing the waters to find out what you need? If it's already for you, then it's already yours. And the more you, the more you know what you need.
But how do you find that person if you don't go on dates?
Me and you have never been on a date and we're married. I've never been on a date with anybody had a relationship.
We've never been on a date because
there's plenty of ways to. You were did we go on dates and said, "Hey, let's go in a relationship"? That's never been.
Yes,
that's beside. No, we didn't.
Okay, we'll talk.
We've been together since middle school. You were already my girlfriend when we went to the movies.
I'm talking about as adults, babe.
As adults, already. Yeah, we're splitting hairs. I lost my thought. What were we saying? How do you? What did you just ask me a question?
I didn't ask you anything.
You said, how do you know if you don't?
Oh, I said, how do you find that person if you don't go on dates?
There's a bunch of different ways to meet people. You meet people by having shared geographic location. I'm never like outside of like just Tinder where you're swiping and saying, hey, let's meet them and go get a drink. I mean, for the most part, and I'm not condemning dates. I feel like that's what y'all think I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with dating. I'm saying don't date if you don't want a relationship. If you're not looking for a relationship, why are you testing the waters? Why are you looking? What are you looking for? That's my stance. I don't
know. So Khadijah says, and this is why most parents start to be helicopter when their teen is in middle school and high school. Sierra says, make dating yourself popular again. It's so needed. I do 100% agree with that. So yeah, that's where we was on the episode. We talked. Oh wait, there was a comment on TikTok. It says, this is Boo Bay, going on dates with opposite sex isn't always a date. Sometimes women just have more fun with men. I said that in the episode, and Russell basically just said that's not a date. That's just you hanging out with your friend. So Roderick says you have to truly experience multiple people, not meaning sexual experiences, to understand what you want and don't want. I do agree in the fact that dating, being in relationships with a lot of the wrong stuff did help me to determine like when I was truly ready to set myself out in a relationship. What I want. Now that's beyond dating, but that's actually being in a relationship with people who just didn't have anything to offer me and getting so used up and frustrated that I was like, look, I know what I need now. And it ain't none of that. I'm not sure if, you get that through dating. I feel like you have to really know a person to determine that, but I get what you're saying. So that's where we ended in the episode. We talked about the difference between a break and the breakups and dating, casual dating. Is that a thing? Can you do that? And y'all saw how it went. It was entertaining, if nothing else.
Look, that's when you know you really podding, when you get engaged. Now, this is what I need to know. I need feedback from y'all. In terms from a listener standpoint, right? Was the back and forth contentious to the point where it was hard to listen to, or was it engaging? That's what I need to know. I just need to do a quick survey, quick market test.
We're not recreating that. But
I'm not recreating anything. I'm just trying to get feedback.
Racy said it felt like mom and dad arguing. I could tell you that's not good. That's not a good
That's
feeling.
one person. I like when I listen to podcasts, I like when they get into it. I be like, ooh, this is good. I'm on my side. I'm listening. I want to know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. For those of you guys who listened to the episode, did it feel tense to the point where I was like, I feel uncomfortable? Or was it still engaging? Was it, you know what I mean?
Sierra says it was healthy, so good. Dad said the passion was real.
Woo. Shout out to y'all. Thank you. All right. Okay. Can we put this one to bed?
It's sleep. It's knocked out. It was engaging and attention grabbing for sure, says Jay.
I love it.
We did not get a chance to talk about Keep It Cute. Chris says I will fight you. We really appreciate y'all putting y'all marriage on display like that. It's a high level of vulnerability, but it's very relatable. We don't want y'all arguing, but we all have similar combos with our partner or spouse. That's real. Absolutely. And I feel like I don't think our podcast in general makes it seem like everything is peachy cool with us. I think we come here and just be like, look, this is what we dealing with. What y'all think? But in terms of the mass content that we put out, it is like happy-go-lucky. We love each other. Everything is peaches and cream. And while that is like 80% of our relationship, there's a 20% where we can't stand each other half the time. So,
and I don't even think that was that.
It wasn't. It wasn't that.
I'm cut from black barbershops. Like when we get to arguing, we argue with our whole body. I done been screaming at the top of my lungs over LeBron debates. You telling me, man, shut up. Like that's how it get. Like
I don't think it was that, but I think it was different than what we tend to put out there.
For sure.
So that's all I was saying.
For sure. I still haven't mastered how to argue appropriately.
Brittany says it's a bit stressful. I was trying to intervene, but it wasn't a lie. I'm not saying it wasn't healthy though. It was honest.
I'm cracking.
I can imagine like I want to turn it off, but like I don't want to. I'm gonna just call her and see if she all right.
Khadijah calling you out.
What she say?
She said, "Brandy, where is the all-female panel?"
Man, I wish at Ryan Showers was on here to tell us that.
I'm
calling him out. No, it's not
it
me.
Ain't him.
I had a whole date.
She procrastinated and waited till he was on vacation.
You
see, I got mine done.
That is not true.
We got ours done, fellas. What up, Chris?
Let's just say that's not true. So I'm gonna be honest. I had a date. I was ready to go. Cameraman said he had to go out of town and he couldn't do it. And I got frustrated and I was like, forget it.
We got a camera right here. See how she do?
We got one camera. Why are you doing
Just
that?
messing with
Okay,
you.
well I'm trying to. I don't like it.
All right, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
serious.
So I do want to do it. I'm trying to get it on, but I had to get out my feelings for a second when I wanted to do it and I was all gung-ho and it didn't happen. But it's coming. I promise. And my people still gonna come with me. I got a bunch of people asking me for a full female episode. It's coming. I promise. I'm gonna get back on it. Y'all giving me the motivation that I need to get back on it. But again, I was trying to get to Keep It Cute because I feel like that was an episode that deserved its own live, but didn't get it for various amounts of reasons. And if y'all had a chance to listen to that episode, I'd be really interested in hearing y'all feedback about that. That was another more vulnerable episode for us, but on the other side of it, where this was like, we gonna show y'all how we really go into our debates, versus that was like we were bearing things that I don't think either one of us have really talked in depth with many people about. There's a handful of people before that episode that knew that I even had any kind of experience with an eating disorder, and I mean like a handful. So to go out there, I actually had to have a conversation with my son, like, hey, so we talked about this on the podcast episode, so let me just give you a little bit more explanation, because I know some of your friends listen and I don't want to, want you to feel like I'm withholding anything from you. So let's talk about it. So it was a really good episode.
Absolutely. I felt like I think it's dope to see couples talk like that, because it's rare that you allow yourself to be that vulnerable in that regard. Because I think most people know that to be confident is an attractive trait, right? Mm-hmm. Confidence is sexy, right? And there's times when you don't feel confident, but you can act like it. You can fake it. You could, I don't think I walk around exuding low self-confidence. Mm-hmm. But if we're being honest, everybody has something that they're conscious of, self-conscious about, right? So for couples to sit down and say, hey, look, when you touch me here, I tense up because I'm uncomfortable. Or these are scenarios in which I'm not comfortable with my body. And how does it affect the relationship? That, I think, and I listen to a lot of podcasts, I've never heard that conversation. I've never heard that conversation. Not saying it hasn't happened, but if it is, it's not happening a lot. And it's definitely not happening with people that look like us.
I've been in a lot of relationships, and this has been an issue for me actively while I was in relationships, and I never talked about it. So to now be quote unquote past it, and to be able to talk about it from a healthy place and share that with y'all and hear how it's helped y'all and opened y'all minds up to things was really beneficial for me. Like, yo, this is something that I don't have to keep as a close kept secret. Like, I can be vulnerable in this space with him because I had never said that to him before. Like, hey, when you touch me there, it makes me so self-conscious. Or when you just want to cuddle, I'm constantly like, just let him love you. Don't think about this. Don't think about that. Don't think about how you look or where your stomach is sitting or whatever.
Yeah.
That was huge for us. And I think that, okay, that's too much information, but it was beneficial to have the conversation. Let's just say that.
Now I'm curious. Text
We'll talk
text
about it
me.
later.
Text me that.
I'll show you later.
So one of the comments that I kept getting after that episode specifically was what creates that level of vulnerability. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure if anything creates it as much as you just kind of. It's like swimming pool. You just gotta dive in. You know what I mean? If there's a safe space, because I mean, there was nothing I think in our relationship that did make me feel safe having a conversation. Most of it was my stuff. It's just very vulnerable. It's one thing to feel something. It's another thing to acknowledge it to somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then it becomes more real. You know what I'm saying? And then to do it in front of the world, right? That's a lot. I got homies that watch this. So I'm like, man, they for sure gonna flame me up in the next roast battle over this. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot.
They would see that was real when go that far, but
what?
I don't know your friends like that.
Oh, one of them's in here right now.
Oh, I know.
Chris? Oh man, that guy's brutal. He'll flame you on anything. Anything.
So Jay says keep it cute is new bae. Keep it cute had me in deep thought in a deep thought headspace, says Desiree. Shanika says keep it cute spoke to my soul. Brittany says keep it cute hit home. Jay says you really got to be in a good place and space with your partner to even be open to having the conversation, and they have to come from a place of understanding. I told you guys one-on-one how inspirational and open the door for a lot of self-reflection.
Absolutely. And I think that's important in a relationship. It's important in a relationship to be self-aware and know how these insecurities affect the relationship.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? To me, it was normal. You know what I mean? Like, I think it was on our honeymoon when we first started dealing with stuff, because she was like, hey, let's do this. And I'm like, you know, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. She's like, come on. I'm like, yeah, do we got to?
Do what?
Huh? If I would have said, I would have. But it's just like, and I think we've said this before, but good relationships are like a mirror. You know what I mean? Like they show you, and you might not always like what you see back. You know what I mean? And instantly, from the moment we got married, there were things that I had to like look at, like, why is that? Where is this coming from? It's okay that you feel this way, but why do you feel this way? And if you don't address it, how is that going to affect the relationship? You know what I mean?
I think we said before that we tried to have this conversation season 1 and season 2. And when, I don't even remember, we were just brainstorming topics, and this was originally called I Don't Like the Way That I Look. And we came, you was going to say something?
No.
We came at it from that concept of talking about just not being happy with the way you look. And we tried to have the conversation, and it was just, we weren't addressing anything.
I just don't like the way it made me feel.
Yeah. It was weird.
It was there was like a whole half an hour of the conversation where you're just like, you know, I love you anyway, the way you are. I'm like, yo, you making me look mad soft, chill.
No. And see, I felt like at the end of the episode, we needed like one of those disclaimers that if you or anyone you know is struggling with an eating disorder, please call. Like, it felt very infomercial-y, and it didn't feel personal. So we scrapped that. As season 2, I think, I don't even know if we ever even recorded it or if it was just something that was on the list and we were like, we're going to get to it. And we just never did, because for me personally, I was afraid of the feelings that it was going to dredge up.
Yeah.
So I am definitely one of those people that if I have an issue, if I get help for it, I put it in the box, I put the bow on it, and I put it in the closet. Like, I'm good, so we don't never need to talk about it again. It wasn't until it reminds me of that Bible scripture, the speck in the fleck. Like, don't point out the speck in your eye without dealing with the flank in yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there were things that I would see Russell do. Like, we talked about pulling on the shirt and making sure his butt crack never showed or whatever. And I would point that out. But the whole time, it's stuff that I do too, that I'm dealing with, that I'm struggling with, that it was like, you're not even being real with yourself, because you don't like the way you look either. And yet you keep being on him about being comfortable and not worrying about it, when that's all you do is worry about it. So when we came into it this time, and being able to kind of tell the backstory about it, it helped me open up and be like, okay, now I'm ready to have this conversation and actually be real about it.
Yeah. I want to know, is there a space for insecurities to exist in a relationship? Of course, it's okay for them to be there, but can they stay there and it be okay?
Candace says, can I just say the season of self-reflection has been a real... That was the emoji she used. Jay says, Kevin Hart, no voice. It wasn't the time for it, but I'm glad this conversation did happen.
Yeah.
Is there a space for insecurities? You have to give me more. Like, can you be insecure in your relationship?
What's something that you're insecure about that it's noticeably visible in our relationship?
I can't say anything that's noticeably visible, because I'm not sure if you noticed how I felt about my body. I've communicated to you that I still deal with ramifications of like abandonment. So it makes me feel insecure sometimes when you're being Russell in situations where you're getting a lot of attention and it feels as if like you'll be enticed. And it makes me feel like you'll leave.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's evident, because I'm never like sweating a situation where I'm like, no, you can't go talk to those people, or you can't do, like, that's never, it never will be. But it's those things in the back of my head that I know still exist from just past stuff.
Facts. I saw an episode of My 600 Pound Life,
Mm-hmm.
and this big girl was with this little guy.
Why you say it like that?
She's 600 pounds. This is a big girl.
It's big.
If I just said big girl, like, that makes you think of a big girl, but 600 pounds, that's a big girl, right? And she had no shame. And it freed me up. I was like, man, what am I tripping for? Like, she found love out here. Like, it's hope for me.
In a hopeless place.
In a hopeless place. I'm tripping for nothing.
So Sierra says, I think it is if there's intention for growth on it and if it's not harmful towards the relationship. Roderick says, yes, it is. And your partner, if they are understanding, will accept the insecurities. I think it doesn't matter what the insecurities are.
Facts. Shayla said, it has to be support one another.
I think it's unrealistic to assume that if it's not okay, then nobody would be in a relationship, because everybody has insecurities.
Yeah, I think what I was more getting at is like when it affects the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
When it affects the relationship, how can those things exist? And I guess it depends on how it does affect the relationship. Like if it's something not consequential, like if I'm with a girl and she's like, yo, I legitimately am uncomfortable with taking my shirt off during sex.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and maybe it makes me feel like there's a lack of intimacy, but like, can that just exist? Like, what if that's never conquered? What if that never,
like they never feel comfortable with that? I don't know how like open we're being, so I don't know how to answer the question.
We here now. Just go for it. Just jump off the diving board. Let's go.
Well, I feel like that's our scenario, right?
I've done it before.
begrudgingly.
I mean, at that point, it's not about you. It's me. Yeah.
Right. But you're saying like if
But
I
is that-
voice that's something
yeah.
that I need, and you're like, look, I just can't do that.
Do you need that?
I would prefer that.
Really?
I would prefer that. In most times when we're intimate, that we are completely naked. That's just the way I like to. I like to get down.
What about socks?
You don't even like socks in the bed, so I think that's like serial killer vibes. If you butt naked and you just got socks on, it's giving real Jeffrey.
You don't even let people sleep in socks, and then it be mad cold. Like
it's a whole nother conversation.
You're right. I was about to turn down the street too. Like, hey y'all, is it weird to sleep in socks? I need to hear from y'all. You know, I'll turn down there.
Deflected. No. So if there was ever a time where you're like, look, I just need you to stop asking me that because it's never going to happen. I'm not going to leave you because of it, but it would be something that I would have to grapple with because I do like that. And I do want you to be that comfortable with yourself and with me to be able to go there.
Yeah. It's the socks for me.
First
Get
of
you
all,
some of them good hospital socks for that good grip.
I was like, hold on, wait, I got some on right now.
Oh man.
You missed some though. Jay says, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, Jay says, is there room for it? But it is room for it. But personal experience has shown me that you can be insecure about something, but because you're so accustomed to living with it, that your partner doesn't think it's a big deal, or it makes it harder for them to understand and accept it.
Yeah, I think, and you brought up a really good point. I think it's important that, and I think we talked about this on the episode, that like even though you don't understand it, or maybe you can't not empathize, that's not the word. Maybe you just don't understand it, you don't function that way, that it's important not to put you on them, like put your
we did
mindset on them, right? And like healing is a journey.
Absolutely.
Right? And when you decide to be with somebody, you don't just decide to be with who they are, you also decide to be with what they feel. You also decide to be with their trauma. You decide to be with their insecurities. And everybody should be on the journey of self-improvement and consistent growing into the optimal version of yourself. But that's a journey, right? And love is patient. That's why he put that in the Bible. Like, love is patient. And if you're going to love people, you got to be patient while they work through their stuff. 100%. That's in anything.
I don't think if there's an insecurity that your partner has and it's a showing in your relationship, putting them in a situation where it's like, do this or fix this or I'm gone. I think that's the worst way to handle the situation. I think acknowledging the fact that the insecurity exists, being sensitive to it, but also doing what you can to help them work past it. Yeah. Even if that's just support, like, hey, I know this exists and I'm not going to push it. Simple as that. But so they know, they feel seen, they voice their concern or their insecurity, and now they have the space that they need within the relationship to work through it.
Absolutely.
So Boobay says socks is quickie vibes, and I 100% agree. Like, if you can't get all the way undressed, cool.
No, here's the thing. Socks isn't a sex thing. I'm anemic. I be cold. I sleep in hoodies. I will sleep in a full-blown sweatsuit if it gets cold enough. Wintertime, if I don't have a heated blanket or something, like, I'm going to be dressed for warmth. It's not a sex thing. I don't need traction. I don't need no grip. I need to be warm. What? Traction.
Oh, it's like you said track, S-H-I-T.
Traction. I don't need no traction. I don't need no grip. I just need to be warm. And
but then
studies
when you
show
roll over to get some and you got on a hoodie or you have on socks, like, it feels a little extra. Just take it off for a second.
Take off my socks to have sex?
Yes.
You're bugging. What my feet got to do with anything? Unless you go put these bad boys in your mouth or something, why we even care? No, you won't.
That's not true.
No, you won't. don't care what your intentions are. I'm not having it. Yo, is men out here getting their toes sucked? We gotta say that for the sex episode.
She said, "What if the insecurity goes against one's love language or personality ID?"
That just seems like incompatibility.
Yeah. Well, the insecurity. Tell me what that means. The insecurity goes against their love language.
My love language is touch, but you're so insecure about your body that I can't touch. Maybe I want to massage you.
Oh, that's us.
You massage me all the time. Your love language didn't even touch. Huh?
Duh, vice versa.
Oh. Okay. There was Odessa Brown. It's never okay to sleep beside.
Thank you, Miss Brown.
Miss Brown. Look here. You supposed to be my homie.
Thank you.
What's wrong with y'all? Y'all just be cold?
This is us low iron people out here suffering.
Not me. I'm not freezing for nobody.
He's not suffering. Trust me.
I'm not freezing for nobody.
I have low iron too, but
no,
that
you
don't
do
got
not.
nothing to do with sleeping with
No,
side.
you do not.
Yes,
it
I do.
was
I will
cold
pull up
as
my
all
chart
get out.
right now.
It was cold as all get out last night. Talking about something. I was about to open up the window. Huh?
No, I was hot last night. That don't listen. I'm a woman.
Whole
My
car
body's
be
going through
sweating.
change.
I've got the heat on. Can you roll down the window? It's fall. It's autumn.
No, my body be going through changes. Like I do be cold, but if I get hot in an instant,
I ain't getting.
that's where I was at last night.
I'm not gonna be cold. Jay, question: how can a couple navigate through a hard situation where one person's insecurities is the other person's no-go and is causing detrimental effects in their relationship?
Robinson, where you at? That's like a question for the therapist.
How can a couple navigate through a hard situation where one person's insecurities is the other person's no-go? So here's the deal. I think, right, we were saying this earlier, right, where when you decide to be with somebody, you decide not to just be with them, their insecurities as well, and it requires patience. If you're with somebody and there's no patience and you can't function in the relationship because there's a no tolerance policy on something that you need time and work for, to me, it's just decision-making time on somebody's part. Either you're going to decide that you're going to help me and work with me as I progress here, or I am going to decide that I'm not going to do this. But there's too many people who just suffer in relationships because our needs are not a priority in a relationship. And that happens on women's side as well as men's side, where for the sake of the success of the relationship, we swallow our needs and we swallow our concerns because we just don't want to rock the boat. We need them for whatever reason. And sometimes our insecurities also play into us not being able to let people go. If I'm being 100%.
I think a very good way to put the beginning part of what you said is not only do you get in a relationship with who you want people to be, you get in a relationship with who they truly are. And I think sometimes we get into relationships with people wanting them to be something so bad, whether it's just extremely confident in who they are and they're not. Extremely organized and they're not, extremely passionate and they're not, but we want you to be that so much and be in a relationship with that when the reality of that's not really who you are, we can't reconcile that. Like, it is so imperative to really understand who you're with and the nuances that make them that person, which is the traumas, which is the insecurities, which is the fears, which is the doubts, and be able to love them in spite of those things. Yeah. And I think that because we as humans have so many conditions on love that it makes it really impossible, not impossible, but it makes it really difficult to do that, especially when there are significant insecurities, traumas, whatever.
Des said that part, you have to prioritize yourself too. Roderick Adams says that's why casual dating is important, because during the casual dating stage, you possibly can find out if that person is understanding. I don't know how y'all casual date, but to me, that ain't where you get deep at. I don't think you really know somebody until you almost a year into a relationship. There's people who've been together in serious relationships for years. I've been married to her and we're very intimate, and there's still things I'm learning about her. I don't think you gonna get that deep on no casual dating, if I'm being honest. But I get what you're saying though.
Boobay said, I need to buy you some supplements. He take little gummies every morning. It's not helping. And she's maybe Russell is subconsciously using cold temps as a blanket for taking off the shirt of insecurity.
Who's trying to be deep and failing? Who said that?
I don't know. Boobay.
Boobay.
I think I have a feeling who that is, but you know.
Boobay. No, I'm cold. I'm cold. There's nothing deep here. I'm cold all the time. Look, I'm in a bubble vest, fam. Like, I'm always cold. I compromise too, because tell the truth. Before we got married, how often did I sleep in hoodies?
I don't know. I mean,
all the time.
Every time I seen you, you had on a hoodie.
Thank you. We FaceTime in the bed. I got a hoodie on.
Like, I don't know if you just put that on or.
Now, since we've been married, how often do I sleep in hoodies?
Well, I refuse. Like, I'm like, babe, you have to take your hoodie off.
You do not run when I go to sleep.
I can't rub your arm. I can't. Like,
you don't do none of that anyway.
That is not true. Okay.
No. Listen, we cuddle. Listen to what I'm saying. There is a brief time for cuddle, and then we roll over and go to sleep. Right?
Most nights.
Nights. It's rare that we fall asleep in a full embrace.
Yes.
Once the cuddle session's over with,
you don't go get up and put on no hoodie.
Who won't?
They be that cold over here. He don't sleep in hoodies up.
I'm not. I feel like I gotta prove something. I don't allow that. Who you think you are?
You're not allowed to do that.
I will sleep in a hoodie every night.
Shayla says, Brandy, I agree. People fall in love with potential. Roderick says, you may not know them deeply, but you can notice some things. Jay says, I go through the trenches with you before I even start cracking the door. We got a new person that I don't know.
What up, Antonio? That's my homie.
Oh, what's up? It says, if you get with the right person, they will help the other and get over their own insecurities. My wife has helped me and vice versa. Beautiful. I do agree with that. I think not even unknowingly, Russell has helped me with some of those insecurities, because more than feeling insecure about, and I don't know, when you have body dysmorphic disorder, I don't know if insecure is the right word for it. Like, it's just delusional. It's like a delusion about your body. But when you have that, but you're also with a person who is very touchy-feely, very, very loving and doting on you at all times, more than I feel about my body, I feel like I live my life and sacrifice to him to make sure that he has everything that he needs. So if that is a part of me that he needs, then I give it to him willingly. Even though I have thoughts in the back of my head, I still push past that, and allowing him to love me in that manner has helped me to not be so hung up on those things.
Absolutely. Hey, and Roderick's new, right?
Yes.
Yo, shout out to you, fam. I don't think we gave you a proper welcome. What up, my guy?
Yo, Russ, I wasn't even gonna say anything.
You don't have to read that one.
Got the Uncle Troy Festa.
I don't know who Uncle Troy is.
I do.
I'm about to cook Jay. I'm about to go in on Jay.
I do.
Sierra said, honeymoon phase doesn't have a set time frame. You have to go through some things before you can tell how someone truly is.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know. It's weird with us. Cause like for me, I feel like the honeymoon phase is like where you don't really show your whole self, but it's also equated with the beginning of a relationship. Yeah. And I think we just jumped right on in there.
I don't like surface stuff.
Yeah.
So I like to get past all the extra stuff. Like, if you got a fight, don't run out the room. Like, let me see what I'm getting into right now.
It took us a minute to get past that.
It took you a minute to get past that. Don't say us.
You keep saying that, but I swear you don't be fighting around me like that.
I don't fart like that.
Okay.
you ain't never seen me run out the room.
Know. I don't hear, so I believe you. I don't.
Yeah, I don't poop like that. But yeah. So Dez, I'm trying to figure out how to read this. Dez said in response to Roderick's comment about you may not know them deeply, but you can notice some things. That said, intentionality is key here. If you're dating for a relationship, you will be more intentional in your questions and observations. Absolutely true.
That is very true. When we first started back talking, we was talking day 2. Like, so tell me about the trauma that you have from your divorce. Is there anything that you miss about being married? Like,
but we had a cheat code, though. There was a lot of stuff that we got to skip because we already had some history.
Yeah, but we still had to get to know each other again.
In this season. But you weren't a stranger to me.
No, absolutely not.
You know what I mean? Des said in response to Antonio's comment about getting with the right person, them helping you overcome your insecurities. She says it also helps when your insecurities are their favorite things about you. Ooh,
That's true.
That's a bar.
That's true. Russell, no, I got this one part of my butt that's flat that I hate. I absolutely hate it. And he refuses to leave it alone. And it drives me crazy.
I ain't walking by without them.
That's not true. Just last week, you ain't smacked me on my booty at all till today.
It was a stressful week.
No. Don't try to put that now. When I said that in the beginning, you're like, no, that didn't.
Stressful week.
That didn't affect.
That's my defense mechanism. When I feel like I don't get attention from you, I just be like, I don't need it. Just walk around tight all week. I ain't touching your booty now. What up?
Who is viewer? Who says, I agree, mask is still on in the honeymoon
That
phase?
is Shaisha Ragland. She said, I agree. Mask is still on in the honeymoon phase.
Hey, Shy, I don't think she's ever, well, if she's been here, she has never spoken up before.
Yo, what Jay be talking about?
What did he say?
Jay said, that's why Russ be kissing the back of your knees. Huh?
He don't. He has
Who kisses
before.
the back of your knees?
You have before, but
It's never happened.
it's-
Literally, never happened.
yeah,
And I'm trying to figure out who you confused me with because now it's beef. Who kissing the back of your
you
knees?
did when you gave me a massage.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that one time. It was in context, though. You was laying on your stomach. It was a massage. Anyway. All right, y'all.
See, she said from the sex episode, y'all made a whole song about it. I don't remember, but we
made a song about kissing the back of kneecaps. What? I need to go back. And listen because,
what was we doing? We was still high. That must have been the honeymoon sex episode.
I don't know.
We was still drunk in love.
I'm lost, yo. All right, y'all. Yo, I think these 2 episodes back to back are, it's hard to say, but 2 standouts for me in terms of we're in season 3 and we've done a few episodes now, and I think these ones really stand out to me. The Keep It Cute one is very significant because, like she said, it's one that we've attempted to do before, and for us to get to this point where we're just having the conversation, it's not uncomfortable, and we were able to approach that conversation in a way that I think was healthy and engaging at the same time. I think that was really dope. That stands out to me, and this one as well, because I think it's the first time we have found no middle ground. The entire episode.
We just wasn't about to agree. Even if we did really believe the same thing, I don't think in that moment either one of us were willing to admit that, like, all right, I see your point.
Nah, I did it. And then when I did, you started rolling your eyes. I said, so I do see the point when you're like, duh, see what I'm saying? You do know what I'm talking about.
Whatever.
Like, you keep dragging me back into it. I'm not going back. And we rebounded mad fast, too. It wasn't tense after it either.
I don't remember.
After the episode, we was cool.
Yeah, we was cool.
You don't sound. Oh, you was tight. Whole time I'm thinking we good. We not.
We was cool.
Oh Lord.
No, just play.
Oh Lord. See how you do.
I'm joking. We was cool. We always gonna be cool. I can't argue with you and not hate you, so that's
Good.
okay. So yes, I do remember now the erogenous zones conversation, and we talked about one of my spots being the back of my knees, and then you remix week. I do remember that.
I do remember that. That was on a live.
It's just my first or second time catching a live. So,
welcome.
Hey, well, welcome.
What's going on?
We're glad you're here.
Come back now. You're here.
Can we do get a favor? Because people don't just look at this live. We actually have people come back and view it. So if you're in here right now, can you please share the episode so that it can be put out there in the world for the world to see. And
Bottom left-hand corner.
Yes, this is also the time if you have questions, if you have more comments. It doesn't have to be about any of the 3 episodes that we talked. How many episodes was it? 2 episodes that we talked about. It could be about anything. We are here. You got 4 minutes.
Yeah,
go ahead and ask, and then we got to go put the babies to bed because I hear my daughter upstairs whining.
That part.
You said you know Antonio, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's AJ cousin.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, the one that okay.
We worked together.
Used to work there, yeah.
Grew up together. That's my dog.
I heard about you. All good. Thank you, Aubrey, on TikTok. Thank you for the roses. Thank you for the share. We appreciate you. Please come back and join us. I think you just came in. Where are you from? We go live every Wednesday night at 8:30 or 8:30-ish because we Black folk.
Who that is?
Her name's Aubrey.
Hey, Aubrey. Welcome. Round of applause for you.
And she sent us some roses.
My dog.
Ooh, Oklahoma. Some places we never been. We starting to take a list. We got people from Zimbabwe, Uganda, Oklahoma, Texas.
Yeah, we gonna lose.
We are like, we got to get there.
We gonna lose so many followers internationally when the Black Panther come out. They're gonna be so offended because I'm gonna talk with the Wakandan accent for like
not Wakanda
for weeks.
Hey, Auntie. She said, I'm so late. I gotta watch the replay. Yes, please do watch it. You can still comment. We will respond back and all of that.
Yep. All right, if there be nothing else.
I don't see no question. It's at 2 minutes. You at the Don't Spend Noodles. I love it. Share. Thank you.
Do we, you said we got 2 minutes left?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Why, what you about to do?
None. Just,
I had to prepare myself. I had to put my seatbelt on. My last question. Yes, Boo Babe, what's your last question?
Come on, talk to us.
It's supposed to be something crazy. See, I knew it. I know you too well.
Playing some soft music in the background.
I know you too well.
Just playing some soft music in the background.
That's why it's not playing. I'm waiting for the last question from Boo Babe. Why you playing it again? They got it in the beginning.
Something about the name of Jesus out of context is so funny to me.
Oh, wait. Sorry, yes, I do see it. I got to scroll up. Hold on just a second.
Shoot.
I don't know how to scroll up on here. Hold on. Do y'all believe that the honeymoon phase can last the entire marriage?
No. No. And Brandy used to say dumb stuff to me like all the time. I just don't believe it has to end. It will.
First of all, can you turn to something about the name Jesus off, please?
It's so funny out of context.
When I said that, what I was talking about is the feelings, like being excited to see each other.
It will though.
The little butterflies in your stomach when you touch me in certain places. I think they will wax and wane, but if it ever just completely goes away, like I don't feel nothing when you touch me.
That's not that.
That's stuff that you get in the initial like attraction phase. Like I don't think there's ever going to be a time, even if we're upset with each other, that I'm not like happy to see you come in the house, or I think that's what I was thinking about. Okay. I wasn't necessarily thinking about the honeymoon phase where it's just rainbows and roses all the time and you can never do wrong in my eyes. But I think some of the characteristics from it can last forever.
There was a season of our relationship when Brandy was infatuated with me, and I was infatuated with her. We were in the infatuation phase, and I remember the day that it shut off. And I said, "Yo, you good?" She's like, "Yeah, what's up?" Like I'm just there. Like I'm there in the house.
You became a fixture.
A fixture. It's like, all right, you're here. You're here all the time. What up?
Okay, now I'm 100% convinced that I do know who Boo Bae is, and because she said I disagree. She says exactly, Brandy. That's still the honeymoon phase.
So this was an issue in not an issue, but it was something that I worked through in couples therapy in my first marriage. So the infatuation phase is being guided by the newness and all of these overwhelming feelings when somebody first comes into your life. That's not to say that you won't feel similar things still. You'll still feel happy when they come home. They can touch you and your body still responds. That doesn't mean you're in the honeymoon phase, because in the honeymoon phase, you remember like when you were trying to present your best version of yourself, right? Like you wanted to, it was so important that they saw the best version of you. But something flipped, and at some point you were like, yo, but hold on. But what about me? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you do for me? Like, I don't think that lasts forever. It doesn't. And that's not to say that you can't be happy and give each other, beautiful puppy dog eyes for the rest of your life. It's just saying that something changes and it's a shift. And I think the shift is more powerful. I think we hype up the honeymoon phase a little bit too much. I think it's fickle, because you could be goo eyes for somebody one day and the next minute be like, I don't know what I was doing with them in the honeymoon phase. But when you make that shift from naturally just feeling things for somebody to, which we talked about on here before, to deciding to be with somebody, like, no, I've made the decision that you're the best person for me, and I'm going to do whatever I can to nourish this relationship. I think that's a beautiful thing too when it's done right.
He says, Bube says, who said you can't do wrong in my eyes? It's not part of the honeymoon phase. You still tell the truth during the honeymoon phase. She said, no, that was all part of the honeymoon phase.
Bube, you know why they call it a honeymoon phase? Because it's a phase. It's literally in the title. Phases don't last forever. It's a season. And the feelings that you feel there don't have to go away. Mm-hmm. It's going to be different though, 100%.
Yeah, I think that the newness of the relationship sparks some feelings of euphoria that make you feel that equate to the honeymoon phase. I think those feelings can still be generated in different parts of the relationship for different reasons now. Now it's not just because everything's new and shiny and pretty with you. Now it's because everything's not new, shiny, and pretty with you, and I still love you the same, and I still feel that, even though you do this, that gets on my nerves, or you do that. But the feeling that is generated in the honeymoon phase can last forever. But the new, shiny, hey, I'm so happy to see you, like, it don't.
Yeah. Who's Bube?
It's Marcina.
Oh. Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay.
No, you can tell me if I'm wrong or if you being incognito, but
you done spoiled a secret identity.
I'm pretty sure.
That ain't her name on TikTok.
I literally just told my husband last night that I still feel like we was on our honeymoon. All I got is laughing emojis. I know who that is. Okay. I think it was like mine. Like my name was, at first it was Still Dreaming 85, but then when you went to my page, it said like Brandy Pierce and a bunch of numbers.
For sure.
So yeah. So that was a good question. I hope we answered it in an appropriate manner, but I do believe that the feelings that are generated from the honeymoon phase can be taken to different places in the relationship.
Khadijah said, like Kevin Hart said, I can't stand new love. Babe, you want to take a sip of my drink? That's my favorite. That's my favorite stand-up from him.
She said, the backup of the backup. I be clowning on this page so the Saints can't find me.
Babe. You want some juice? You want a sip of my juice?
Who I was talking to. No.
Desiree said a little reassurance goes a long way. Absolutely.
And I do agree too. Like, I think ours lasted very shortly. Like he said, he can tell the shift because like I was a lot of forcing myself to do a lot of stuff that like it just don't come naturally to me to do. But tell me this.
Such a pump fake.
You feel less loved? Ooh.
No.
Ooh, you had to think about it.
Hold on, wait. I don't feel less loved. I will say this though. During the honeymoon phase, I think you were showing exaggerated effort to speak in my love language. I think in the intentional phase, you're expressing love more so how it naturally comes out of you. And I think that you love me the same. This isn't in response to that. This is me explaining why I thought. Because it's just different. It's just different. It comes out differently in this season. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Phases, Antonio says, phases come and go. How can it not come back from time to time?
Cause you definitely not as mushy as I thought you was.
Me? Oh, I mean,
You was so mushy. I said, oh.
I think you saw that, but I was also verbally telling you that I was not that mushy.
You was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm never like this.
Exactly.
Look what you bring out of me. I never been so comfortable to have no man ever brought this out of me. I said, oh, look, we locked in. The moment that passed, you was like, you want something? Have it. Hi, hello. Come on, get up off.
Spoiled.
Get up off me. We watching Netflix.
Russell
Stop.
Spoiled. So he needs like extra on top of the extra.
Be all over me. Don't get used to me. I hate when people get used to me.
He's so spoiled.
Don't get used to me, yo. All right, y'all. We got a dip. We been on here for a grip. What up, Renee? How you doing?
You don't know me.
What up, Renee?
She been swerving us this season. She used to be a staple. But
Man, she got things to do, she said. All right, y'all. We're going to get up out of here. As always, there's a bunch of ways to catch up with us. Shout out Instagram. Shout out TikTok. Shout out to our Facebook family. Thank you so much for all the views, all the comments, all the likes, the feedback. We love y'all. Y'all are so dope. Right, y'all, man?
I am. I was going to tell you, though, that we live stream with a service called Streamlabs, and I was just clicking around in here, and it says we're rolling out Collab Cam over time, our newest feature that allows you to invite guests to your stream or record without leaving the Streamlabs.
It's lit.
So that's huge for people like, can I call in? Can y'all add me in?
That's going to be dope.
It's coming. We're going to be able to do that.
Now, you're going to have to make sure that y'all look presentable before y'all jump on here.
Nurse Marty says she's on YouTube and says, I'm being very, I didn't ask your pronouns. But nurse, Margie says, I love that. Don't get used to me.
Don't get used to me. I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. Treat me new.
We got a lot of fly t-shirt ideas that we need to get off the ground.
Don't get used to me. Absolutely.
Poops.
All right, y'all. We about to get up out of here. Thank y'all so much.
Okay.
Huh?
I was going to let her come say hi, but she ain't paying attention to me.
You going to yell poops in the mic? Poops!
She know who she is.
Hey, poops! Yeah. All right, y'all. I ain't gonna put our listeners through this. We about to get up out of here. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us.
Treat me new. I like that. There go your new shirt idea.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all.